Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Dead Space 2. Last time we learned a little bit about Unitology, or we recapped it, depending on whether or not you played Dead Space 1. Unitologists praise Michael Altman as a founder and prophet, the man who discovered the Black Marker on Earth and was assassinated by the Earth government conspirators, thereby becoming a martyr. In reality, Altman probably would have been appalled by Unitology, but they built up a cult of personality and used him as a figurehead.
The cathedral reported 2 pressure equalization cycles during services last Sunday. The first was minor and only blew some candle flames around, giving Pastor O'Brien a much needed, if unexpected, boost in his sermon. The second cycle was more harsh, resulting in a pressure snap that popped people's ears and sent several to medical. That was not needed.
Broadly, Unitology is an allegory for religious fundamentalism and cults. More pointedly, it's a critique of Scientology. That is evidenced in the game, but as far as the producers are concerned, that is apocryphal. They tend to deny the parallels if you ask them directly, and with pretty good reason. Scientology as an organization is pretty litigious. But let's look at some of those parallels. Unitology professes its belief system across a series of books attributed to Altman, which is very similar to how Dianetics works. I remember an Ars Technica article from years back even pointed out a lot of the similarities in architecture, in furnishing, in color schemes, and even typefaces for the books. I'll try to dig that article up and link it in the description. I want to say nothing comes from behind me, but I could be wrong. Hopefully there aren't more infectors lurking around. You get even more really explicit parallels in Dead Space 3, which you can't quite spoil for you yet. Also, notice these slashers are wearing clerical or clergy garbs. They're known as zealot slashers. Oh shit, that one wasn't dead. They're a little bit stronger, kind of like the enhanced ones from Dead Space 1. There are also kind of like OT levels in Unitology. Essentially, you drop huge amounts of money to advance in rank in the church. It's also pretty doubtful that anyone joins Unitology knowing ahead of time all this really dark stuff. The mass suicides, the harmful effects of being exposed to the marker, the necromorphs. That stuff seems like it's pretty well covered up, though I don't know how, especially after Dead Space 2. I mean, the Unitologists sent people out to make sure that nobody could come back to Earth or come back to any other system and spread the word about the necromorphs in Dead Space 1. Leave no survivors, but it's a little bit harder to keep that act going, right? Now that we have the outbreak aboard the Sprawl, plus the Ishimura, plus Isaac being present for both of those. But we'll see. We'll see how they endeavor to cover that up. But the point being is it's a predatory organization that preys on the gullible and the desperate. They lull them in, indoctrinate them, bleed them dry financially, and then ultimately leave them for some really much darker stuff. Damn, they build some really lavish, beautiful looking rooms furnished in red and gold. Love it. And this returns from Dead Space 1. Really, all this did was open up a route back to the foyer. So we kind of have this whole church linked up now. Everything we've been through so far. So if we want a shortcut back to a workbench or a save point, we have that now. Oh, we get some good hints Even in rooms we're only backtracking to, you can still see a little bit of activity meant to throw you off.
Welcome to Indoctrination. A church seminar is currently in progress. Please wait for the next available church associate. Indoctrination is a pleasant, joyous event where you will take the first steps into glorious oneness. That is, Unitology.
Look at that. Almost looks like something going through his eye.
Ever felt like you were meant to be part of something bigger? Then maybe Unitology is for you. Founded 200 years ago by our savior, Michael Altman, Unitologists believe that one day all mankind will be united through the power of a sacred artifact known as the Marker. We call this process convergence. Imagine it. All mankind brought together with one purpose, with one mind, with one soul. No war, no fear, no hate. If that sounds like an ideal world to you, then look no further. Convergence is coming, and Unitology is helping it happen.
Aside from the bit with the flaming skulls, that almost sounds nice. Like, they could really draw some parallels to more accepted religion like Hinduism, which uses a similar concept. In Hinduism, there's the Atman and the Brahman, and the Atman is kind of like an individual soul, and the Brahman is like a big cosmic oneness. And your spiritual endeavor is to join your Atman with the greater Brahman. Convergence sounds like it has a similar kind of appeal. Indoctrination test phase. Results: Casey Millum. He's not very gullible. Tolerance for ambiguity: high. So he's not a very good subject to be indoctrinated into Unitology. They essentially did an audit on him. Also, this is the extent of the puzzle here. We just had to take power cell from the giant E-meter chair and insert it up there so that the door at the other end of the room will be unlocked. Be a little bit careful here. This is another one of those... Shit, I was a little bit too careful and didn't shoot in time. This is another one of those rooms where if an errant shot can blow the glass out and cause some explosive decompression in the room. You could use that to your advantage. You can use it to suck the 3 necromorphs out into space and conserve a little bit of ammo. You just have to make sure your reflexes are on point to shoot the target that comes up that closes the emergency hatch. We got another little stasis puzzle here. I don't think we've really had too much use of the stasis like this in Dead Space 2. Yeah, I wish they would play up the sympathetic side of Unitology just a little bit more, like explore why anyone would even want to join in the first place. That convergence tape and a little bit of the propaganda we've been seeing the past 2 sections, the past 2 levels, it's gotten there. Oh, another digital clock stopped at 12 o'clock. Yeah, they've done a little bit of that. I wish they would push it a little bit further, because Unitology on its face still seems like it just oozes this cartoonish, hand-wringing evil. It's a little bit too on the nose. That's definitely the best insanity sequence so far. And it's also our first taste of not being able to trust the safety of those ventilation shaft sections gets bookended with an attack. Also, Nicole is coming at him, or Isaac is coming at himself, with a needle to the eye. There's also an important parallel there because Nicole committed suicide with a lethal injection in Dead Space 1, prior to the events of Dead Space 1, I should say. Oh, is this the room I hope it is? I think it is. I think it is. The atmosphere gets so thick in this one, you can choke on it. Okay, I think we only have the elevator going down. Infidel. Yeah, we saw that before. Etched in blood near the mosaic. Getting teased. Also, that sounds different. It sounds different from some of what we've encountered so far. God damn, Visceral, why are you the best at sound design?
I'm locked out. There's something in the church. It broke the door.
Hang on. I'll try to override all the gates in the area.
Hurry. There's something on here, too.
You really, really need to be aware of your surroundings right now. Because we have new enemies. That is one of my favorite AI behaviors in the entire series. They poke their heads out to see if you're looking for them. They won't just come at you straight on if you're looking. These enemies are known as stalkers. They come in packs, and they use group hunting tactics to come at you. Oh, you're still up. They're extremely fast. They're pretty fragile. And they come at you in these types of environments where they have plenty of cover. They can dart around, surround you. This is my favorite enemy type. Because they will screw with you. And at no point fighting them can you ever feel safe. It is exquisite.
Dana, you there?
Isaac, I can't unlock the elevator. Can you do anything from your end?
Let me see what I can do.
Okay, once you're through, you'll go through the funerary wing of the church and down into the crypt. It's very important you not disturb. No, Earth can't jam us in here. Not in here.
Dana! Important that I what?
Okay, you can very clearly hear her say it's very important that you do not disturb. Disturb what? Should be the question. Do not disturb what? Oh, man. Dude, I love this section of the game so much. The atmosphere, the sound design, and then the build-up to the encounter with the stalkers for the first time.
Welcome to the Basilica. The hauntingly beautiful hall serves as the starting point for many of our formal ceremonies. Its architecture is rich in symbolism, and the stained glass ceilings are forged from no less than the sands of Jupiter's long-lost moon Io. making them nearly priceless. Enjoy the light and the love this room offers, as many have done before you.
A little bit of on-the-nose irony. I would really love to know the in-fiction lore of what happened to Jupiter's moon Io. Because he describes it as long lost. Oh, and look at the blood drenching the carpets again. I mean, I would guess, like, Titan, it was a candidate for planet cracking. But long lost is a weird way to describe it if it was essentially strip mined to the point of being a husk of a celestial body. Long lost sounds like it disappeared.
Please be quiet when observing the funerary rituals of the church. Flash photography and holographic imaging are not permitted inside the church. Thank you for your compliance.
To pay respect to the bodies of the dead. Those who have been forcibly called their bodies and souls.
Hey, there we go. I actually just kind of came up with a little theory about what may have happened to Io, but I can't talk about that till Dead Space 3. There's something really cool that these swarmers do with the slashers. If you noticed, I don't know if they had time to fully formulate this, but what they will do in this sequence is attach themselves, swarm all over the slashers, and then ride the slashers towards you and jump all over you. It's actually quite a cool tactic. Man, oh shit! Completely forgot about you and missed him. Man, I really, really can't wait for Dead Space 3. Because as maligned as that game is, and I think wrongly so, there is a substantial, very cool, and metal revelation about convergence and what convergence actually is. Because you get a lot of sideways, cryptic answers about convergence in Dead Space 1 and 2. Stuff that doesn't really answer very much. But it's laid bare in Dead Space 3. Oh shit, I can't wait. Cannot fucking wait. Cannot wait. But that's gonna do it for now, as we enter Chapter 5. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.